Hello, Nancy. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
It's nice to finally meet you. I know we had many conversations, or not many conversations, but a couple conversations before prior on the phone to get this set up. But I'm glad you're finally here. Um, so what brings you to seeing me today?
Well, I feel like a real sense of disconnectedness. Like I feel very isolated. It's been about 18 months since my accident, and I worked really hard on getting better and physically feeling better. But now that I'm there, I feel pretty good, in my body. But otherwise, I feel very isolated from my family and my military family. Just feel sort of like I'm an outsider.
Now, if I know we had kind of discussed a little bit over the phone, and you had shared with me that you were in an explosion, an IED explosion. And please, at any time, cut me off where you feel uncomfortable talking about this, because I understand that I'm sure as you mentioned, you have some PTSD issues with from that in our previous conversations. Um, please explain to me a little bit more about your feelings surrounding that issue without actually, going into it.
Sorry. I feel like I don't necessarily like to talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, it was hard. It was a hard day, and I lost two of my friends in that accident. Not accident, that explosion. And um, it's kind of just like a blur sometimes.
Yeah.
It feels like we were all together and we were on a mission, and then the next thing I know,
No worries
the
at all.
next thing I know, I was in the hospital and not able to move my legs.
So it was as most explosions are, or most situations, tragedies that happen like that. It was just 1 minute you were there, and the next minute you find yourself waking up in the hospital. Correct?
Yeah.
And no in between. You don't remember anything.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of in between. I have a little bit of uh, feels like chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of just things sort of a little crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody carrying me, and then I don't remember. So
Okay.
it was very.
It was a very. So you would say it was a very it was a very non-rememberative or not. You don't remember that part of your life, basically.
Right.
Yeah, and it was just real. It was real sudden.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure this obviously your recovery from this explosion, because you had mentioned previously that you lost your legs or in this explosion. How is your recovery going? How did it develop, and did it how is it going?
Well,
In fact,
it's ongoing, of course, all the time. I mean, there's always some kind of adjustment that I'm needing to make. But I worked really hard for 18 months to really get better and to get to a point where I could be mobile and on my own dependently. Um, my uncle was really great about giving me a room on his property,
okay.
and he made it accessible for my wheelchair and everything. So that was very helpful in my recovery, and just being able to be by myself sometimes is really helpful too.
Okay.
But I do find myself not really wanting to participate in any family events, any um, like just outside things. I just am not feeling it. I don't really want to be there.
So when you go to family events and say family reunions or family get-togethers, what do you usually do when you're there at the event?
Well, they used to be really great times. They were filled with challenges and laughter and lots of food, and it was really a really sweet time. Um, but now I feel I don't really want to go because I just don't feel like I want to talk about me. I don't want to like focus on me all the time, and I don't really want to. I don't feel like I want to share
Okay.
with them.
So you feel like an outsider?
Yeah.
But how did you feel before at family events, before you went to war?
Oh, very
you
much
get together?
apart. Very
Okay.
much like with my family,
So
connected.
so you basically just don't go to the event when they invite you then.
Right.
When you do go to the event, do you find yourself sitting off in corners by yourself or anything like that?
No. I find myself talking with people, and
Okay.
we do interact, but it's
Okay.
to me it's super superficial.
Okay.
Like I just can't seem to make contact, like on this deeper level. But I know that part of me doesn't even want to
Yeah.
with them, and they're. I mean, I guess I just on some other level. I'm not really sure. I'm okay with even going to war. I'm
Yeah.
not really even sure I hold the same feelings that they all still hold, and I don't.
So as we were saying before, you feel like an outsider. You feel like because you've been to war and they haven't, you feel like you can't talk to them in general about anything really.
Well, some of my cousins actually have been in war.
Okay.
So, but they haven't been in the front lines.
Okay.
They weren't in battle.
Yeah.
A lot of them were at a hospital, or well, two of them were at a hospital, and one of them was administration kind of stuff. So I can't really connect on that way. Although I do have a couple of cousins who are coming up in age,
Really.
and I am feeling a little bit like I don't want them to go. I
Yeah.
don't want them to follow this culture, but I don't know what to do about that.
Do you ever express your feelings to those cousins that are coming up?
No.
No. It's all in. You just keep it inside.
I haven't really gotten to the point where I feel like I could even say that.
Is this your first attempt at therapy after
Yes.
what occurred?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, what just to review a little bit, you go to your family events, you feel like an outsider, because of the fact that you were in the IED explosion, you've been to war, but you don't feel no connection with your family. You feel like you can't talk to them about your experiences related to this. Now, with your military family, how does that react? How does that look? How is your relationship with them?
It's really mixed. I mean, I have some friends that aren't quite as close in proximity. They live in other states.
Yeah.
But we do talk sometimes through Skype, and we can share a little bit of our experiences together and our feelings about what we went through.
Okay.
That it's kind of bullshit what happened.
Yeah.
And but some of my other friends in the military don't understand.
Okay.
And even though they have seen battle,
yeah,
they're like hard lined for it for some reason. I can't seem to understand it.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the downfall of being a girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe these men are just they're differently wired than I am.
Of course.
And I don't know what it is. I've thought about a lot of things, like what could it be, why, you know, and of course I've done a lot of research on the war and stuff, and I'm just really feeling like it just is causing me some angst to be even with my family that doesn't really, I feel like they may not even want to hear me.
So the military family then is more of a support for you in some ways because they were in the military.
Actually.
But at the same time, you feel disconnected from them because they are so far away or live across the country. So you Skype with them, but there's not that everyday interaction. But you do have the everyday interaction with your family, your biological family.
You know, I do have a cousin that reached out to me from my family, you know, and that is not going to war. Has decided they're not going to do that. And they were really wanting to talk about it, but I just wasn't ready. I don't think so. Maybe it's a possibility that I would talk with them, but they haven't been well received.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make me feel good about my chances.
Yeah. Do you think what do you, as far as getting past that barrier of talking with your family and stuff like that, How do you think therapy will help that?
I'm not sure. I guess I was kind of hoping for some clarity, maybe
Okay.
for a little bit of a validation of what I do feel and
Okay.
what I am. Maybe it's my ability. Maybe it's just the idea of being able to talk about it,
Okay.
what I really feel about it.
And once you start to spark, as to say, sometimes that's all you need in order to get to that point that you want to talk about it. And I can relate uh, to that fact that sometimes family members who have not been to war don't understand what you're actually going through, and when you try to explain it to them, it's more as if you're speaking another language. And because they unless I've always been a firm believer, unless you've been to war, you will never understand what it's actually like to go to war.
Right.
So you were stating the differences between your military family and your regular family. Do you think if your military family was more in close proximity that you could possibly share that with them more often, or do you think it would be more on a daily basis that you would talk to them? And share those experiences
It's possible.
since they are in the military, and maybe some of them did. I would take it that some of them did serve with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I guess right now I'm just feeling sort of like unable to express what I need to express, and like almost like people don't really want to hear it.
Mhm.
And I don't really know if I want to share that with my military friends who've also been through this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just don't know if we want to just always talk about that. It's just conflicting. I don't know. I mean, I want to, but then I don't want to.
Yeah.
So.
So have you shared some of your experiences with your military family, or?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Okay.
all know what happened to me.
Okay.
And I have like sort of dropped a couple of little bit lines about what I felt like the war was about,
Okay.
and how I felt like it was maybe unfair, and maybe I was really young. I didn't really know what I was getting into.
Yeah, of course. I can only imagine. Now you said previously that your father and mother are very supportive of you. After the accident and everything that happened, do they ever ask you questions about what occurred over there?
No.
No. How does your father's support look towards your mother's support? How does he support you?
They both support me very similarly. They both support me physically.
Okay.
So my mom will come over and do some laundry with me, or she'll come and help with some of the physical things that I have trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning to do on my own. She'll make me dinners. She'll, take me on errands if I need to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
My dad too. He'll do the same kind of things.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel like I'm in some way a disappointment to my dad.
To your dad. Has he ever told you that you're a disappointment?
No.
But this is just.
I don't think he would ever do that.
Okay.
I don't think he would ever actually say that. I think that I just feel like I didn't fulfill something.
Maybe a dream, as
Yeah.
to say, he had for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, is he very standoffish towards you when he's helping you? Or
No, he's not.
does he seem like he's holding something back from you?
I think maybe it might be me holding something back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if he's just not wanting or not sure of what to do. I'm not sure what the situation really is, but I guess I feel really disappointed that they're not asking me.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. Now your mom, how does that look? How does she support you?
Well, like I said,
is it like your father or?
Yeah,
or
she's
similar?
very does a lot of the physical things for me, and I really think she's sort of in her niche when she's doing that.
Okay.
It's her thing to take care of people. She's very hospitable.
Yeah.
And I think that brings her joy. I think she likes to take care.
Yeah.
Again, though, it seems as though they're more interested in my physical well-being than my
mental well-being. Okay.
Than what I'm kind of dealing with on a daily basis. My
Yeah.
thoughts and my feelings, and they're all kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, and in sessions to come, this will definitely be points that we will discuss, and we'll move forward into exploring, you know, obviously why you're so standoffish during or so you feel so like an outsider at family get-togethers. We'll also explore a little bit possibly about your military family and how that affects you and everything, and we'll also hopefully maybe we can also, if you would want to, we could definitely talk about why your parents feel the way you or why you feel your parents feel the way they feel and why they react in certain ways, and definitely we can move forward down that road in our next couple sessions, if that's okay.
That's great.
All right. Cool. I know it's almost the end of our session right now. Is there anything else you would like to let me know?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we're going to conclude for today, but we will meet again here next week and we'll pick up where we left off.
Great.
Okay.
Sounds good.